Yeah, so I just wanted to tell you a little story real quick. Man, it's been about close to 10 years back when I was married. We had just moved into this house, and it was empty for like 5 years before we moved in there. The previous owners were actually the only owners of this house, and they passed away when they were in their 90s. And their kids had the house, and they were just kind of keeping it, and they finally decided to sell it to us because my ex, she knew the family really well. And so we moved into the house, and I was like, man, I don't know, 2, 3 days I was there, and I felt the bed go down, like somebody sat down in the bed. And I initially thought it was my dog. I had a big boxer at the time, and I sat up. I was gonna be like, get off the bed, because he knew he wasn't supposed to be on the bed, and there was nobody there. And then maybe a few days later, I felt it again, and I sat up again. I was gonna be like, get off this bed. And nobody was there. And my family, they were all in the kitchen making breakfast. It was a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning. So I walk over there and I just go in the kitchen and I just say, hey, this house is haunted. And right away, I had 3 kids and they were like, oh, yeah, it is. It totally is. They started telling me stuff we hadn't even been there 2 weeks, and they had already experienced stuff from hearing footsteps to seeing a flash to seeing figures in the house. Um, it was a pretty cool place. It was nothing like evil or anything that had like ill intent. I think they were just trying to let us know that they were still there. Um, but one day I was sitting on the edge of the bed. I was getting ready for work. I went to work like early in the morning, and it was like 6 o'clock. It was like 6 in the morning, and I felt someone poke me in the ribs. You know how like you're joking around with people and they jab you in the ribs, or you kind of jab them in the ribs. It was that exact same sensation. I mean, like I got poked in the ribs, like, hey, get off the bed, get ready for work or something. That was just like the impression that I got. Um, and then another time, we were having some remodeling done on the hallway and the master bath, and my cousins were going to do all the remodeling. They came on a Wednesday night. I don't know, there was maybe 4 or 5 of them, and we're in the kitchen and we're kind of talking about it. And my cousin Manuel he's standing across the kitchen from me, and he keeps looking down at his arm. And he looks to his right to one of my other cousins, like, dude, what are you doing to me? And my other cousin, his name was Alex, he's like, dude, I'm standing way over here. I'm not nowhere near you. So Manuel's talking again. He's going over the game plan. And he looks down at his arm again, and he walks across the kitchen and he grabs my arm and he squeezes my arm really tight. He goes, dude, this is what it feels like. It feels like someone's grabbing my arm. And so right away, me and my family start telling him about everything we've been experiencing there at the house. And so he goes back and he's talking to us. He's like in the corner of the kitchen so he can see everybody to make sure no one else is grabbing him. And he still keeps feeling someone grab his arm. So the next morning he comes in and start working on the house. And when he comes in, he comes right up to me and goes, hey man, look. And he picks his arm up and he's got these 4 finger bruises on his arm from where like someone was squeezing his arm.